All right. We got everybody in here. Let's go. Let's have fun with Wario World.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Dip. Welcome to Wario World. I am joined by a friend of mine, Ruffeline. We will be racing together. Just any percent, no super jump, which excludes a big glitch in the game. I'm not a man of many words, Ruffeline. If you want to say anything, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, my name is Ruffeline, or just short Ruff. That's way better to pronounce than anything else. And yeah, I'm pretty looking forward for this run with my good friend Dip. He's really one of the biggest Wario World players that really teach me also some strats, and yeah.
All right.
So we can start, I guess.
All right. I'm going to count us down from 5. Timer will start when we both press the start button on this menu here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's give it up for some Wario World.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I suppose I should explain a little bit about the basics about what we're going to be doing through the entire run. There are 4 worlds in Wario World. Each of them consists of 2 levels followed by a boss at the very end. In each world, we must go into sub-levels in each area to solve puzzles, gather some red diamonds that will unlock the boss at the end of the level itself, and then we will just keep opening doors that way, defeating bosses until we eventually get all the world keys to defeat the boss at the end. So it's all about optimization of how to get to the end boss as fast as possible. Whoops. So, I don't know if you just did it, Ruffeline. There's a skip that we...
No, I didn't.
Okay. I tried to pull skip at the very beginning that is very RNG based. You could get past it with what's called the super jump, but we're playing this category for a reason, so make sure we don't play with that rule. But in the first world, there are 3 red diamonds that we need to get for both level 1 and 2, and they you need to get 4 in World 2, 5 in World 3, and 6 in World 4. But that is pretty much the basics of the entire run. There will be intricacies here and there that will change, of course. I have no idea where Ruffeline is at, because my brain is too tired to focus on his run and mine, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm also can't really focus on your run. I'm just focusing on my run, but it's fine. And with the worlds going on, it's obviously also getting really harder, the movement and so on. Especially in the later worlds, we can really lose so much time on stupid tricks. Yeah.
Right.
But I guess we will find out when we are out there.
Right. There are some things that we can do to, like, minimize how much time we spend. After you defeat each boss, there's a cutscene that would play if we didn't pause and cancel out of each boss fight right after we get the boss medal. Because the boss medal is what opens up the next level for the next world. So that way we can continue on. So we will be pausing and ending out of every single boss. And by now, you've probably seen from at least one of us you've seen us dash and jump, which makes Wario go into a tumble every now and again, but there are some times where we punch out of that dash instead. That is called we simply call it a punch jump. it allows us to keep a hitbox open for Wario, so that way he can travel slightly further horizontally, and I guess land flatter is the best description I can give it.
Yeah, it's a straight line to jump.
Right. It's also a good way to strafe around things and gain extra height to grab ledges if you need. Truth be told, I don't use it as much as I should, but Ruffeline is a different breed of person. Whenever I see them in the wild, as I like to call it, they...
Yeah.
I swear, it's like every other jump is a punch jump.
I just like punch jumps because you have so much control over your jump. Just because if you just normal dash jump, you don't really have control over Wario at all.
That's right.
So that's why I'm usually always using punch jumps. It's easy to perform and it's just worth it.
Right.
So,
Where are you at right now?
fighting the boss.
Oh, really? Thank goodness. I fell into the unicorn layer earlier, which, by the way, that's an area we don't want to go in Wario World. I fell into the bottomless pit, which causes you to have to go into a layer of unkillable, undefeatable unicorns, is what they're actually called. But they look like hippos / rhinos / unicorns. And you have to find the spring to get out.
And if you don't find it, you can lose a lot of time.
I think the longest I've ever spent in a Unithorn lair whilst like trying to search actively for the spring to get out was actually like a minute and a half. It's rough.
Yeah,
No pun intended,
especially
based on who I'm racing with.
depending on what level you are falling, it's a completely different area, and in the later levels there are so many crates that can have the spring, and yeah, it's you have definitely a rough time finding the right one with the trampoline.
Right on.
So yeah, and for me that was World 1. So we are heading to World 2 now.
Oh, you're heading to World 2. Nice. I am right behind you. So I guess I'll explain a little bit about the boss we just glossed over, Dino-Mighty. There's a hitbox on her head where if you hit it with a ground pound, you can instantly knock her out. Wario's jump is just high enough, if you time it correctly, to just hit it as she recovers and jumps back up, so you can stun lock her over and over again. Which is going to be the main theme of every boss we ever fight, is to find the best way to stun lock them and continue on with our lives. There is one in this game that I am not confident in doing, but a new strategy has been found relatively recently based on how old the community is. You can thank Ruffeline here for that one. Spider-Atticus is the name, and we'll go over that when we get to that, but
yeah,
keep an eye out for that
is
later.
definitely the hardest boss in the entire game, I would say, for speedrunning. Because it's really tricky to get the timing for it done, to really stun lock her. Or him, I don't know exactly what she is. But yeah, we'll see when we're getting there.
Oh my goodness.
You having a hard time?
I missed maybe Bonehand Gate Skip like 3 or 4, maybe 8 times.
Oh.
Somehow. There is a trick where there is these bone hands in World 2-1, simply called the bone hands, where you can clip through their invisible barrier of a wall and get around them if you get slammed flat just right. It's not a hard trick at all. but I missed because I'm very rusty at the game.
Yeah, on my end, I actually did the trick. Yeah, I did a trick with the handle skip on the first, cause I think I just have much more practice on it, I guess. But it's really not that tough if you know what you are doing.
Right, it's really not tough at
So,
all.
yeah.
Like, under a normal situation, like, literally anybody can do it, so long as you get up on the higher platform. Making the jump to get up to the plateau where we were at to do that is actually the hardest part of the trick itself.
Yeah, I would probably say it, yeah.
Yeah. This as well, if I'm remembering right, is one of the only... No, not one of the only. This is where it starts in Wario World. We're roughly about halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way through the level. There will be what's called a pit of no return. Where you drop down into the second half of the level. Quotation marks on that. So that way Wario cannot just simply backtrack to get something that he has found earlier. So if you miss something in a speedrun, that's obviously like a bad sign that you gotta watch out for, and just make sure you remember everything before you enter that. Because there is a way to go back to the beginning of the level, called the bye-bye balloons, but naturally that wastes time in a speedrun, and we never want to see bye-bye balloons in a run like this.
Yeah, that would be a really big time loss.
Right.
So, right now I'm fighting Bordol, a really pretty straightforward boss. It's just like knowing where she goes and where the pillar spawns, cause on the last skull of Bordol, the pillars are spawning randomly, and you just hope that a pillar is spawning right beneath her, so you have the biggest time save on her.
Right.
Without needing to really walk to her too much.
I don't know if you've ever experienced this, man, but have you ever had it to where a pillar doesn't spawn?
No, never.
Okay, because that is
I
also
heard
a
about it,
possibility.
but I never experienced it myself.
Yeah. I finally had it happen to me the other day, and I was really sad, because I took it as a sign of what would happen later.
Yeah. I don't know why this occurs. I don't really get it. Because for me, it worked every time. Even in practice, never happened to me.
And there are these... That's actually a good example. There are a lot of instances of these random, it seems like once-in-a-lifetime RNG things happening, where, just a random act from an enemy or, like, a spawning of pillars will just change what happens. Like, level 1-2, the sandworm that we also kind of glossed over now that I realized, sometimes it can just disappear and soft lock you. I've never had this happen either, but it is an occurrence.
Yeah, Wario World is definitely known for weird things happening.
You guys have a quick second for me to do an announcement?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, with our next run of being medieval, there is a target that we want to try to get hit. It is to defeat the final boss with only a sword. It's at $5 out of 100. Not only that, but we also have our milestone that if we want to get that upgrade for Slime Rancher to get it to $2,500. And then we're donating money towards the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. It's a 3-for-1 deal. Let's go for it.
Sounds like a good time. What's not a good time is me falling into the Unithorn lair for the billionth time this run. But it's fine.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So coming up, I don't know if you're there yet, but
yeah, I'm waiting here.
Okay. The unskippable arena. I'll allow you to explain this one a little bit if you need my help. Let me know.
Yeah, Wonky. So we have these arenas where when Wario enters them, we are just forced to stay in the barrier for 60 seconds. And obviously we don't want this. So we try to skip every arena. And we can also skip every arena for the any percent route. But the one in Wonky Circuit is a little bit different. Because we can't bypass it. We are just forced to go on the trigger. We tried everything we can. Every trick we know, but it's just no way to get around it. If you can explain it better, cause you have much more experience on the game than me, I would say. You can go ahead.
There have been, I would say it's 14, maybe 15 years worth of Wario World, like, speedrunning, development, like, where people are seriously trying to speedrun the game. If that tells you how long that it takes, like, we haven't found anything for Wonky Circus Arena, it's bad. It's a horrible, it's the perfect level, essentially, for Wario World, because it has almost nothing wrong with it in that regard, because the arena itself cannot be skipped. What can be skipped, though, is both of the clown gates, as I just gave an example of, technically. You can skip the clown gates by using physics to jump through or around barriers. Around is the better word. But Wonky Circus Arena is the only arena in this game that cannot be skipped as far as anybody has ever figured out. And the last time we had an issue with an arena not being able to be skipped, I believe, was over a decade ago. So there also is a bounty out, if I'm remembering it right, like $100 or something, for somebody to, if somebody finds it. If somebody finds the Wonky Circus Arena, there is an active bounty out for it. What did I just do?
So if you wanna try yourself, go for it. I wish you luck for finding a strat for this, because I don't have any clue of that. And I don't think anyone else in the Wario World community just jokes around about this arena skip.
Right, because pretty much everybody has tried with multiple different possibilities. Like, there's been a little bit of everything tried.
Exactly.
There is one thing that I can think of off the top of my head that hasn't been tried, and it's very niche, and I don't think it has a use. It's called the Super Pile Driver. It may be possible. Don't take this as as gospel or anything. It may be possible for Wario using a Super Pile Driver to gain extra height to clip through the ceiling and somehow slide off to the right. That's the only working theory in my mind that I haven't had the time to test.
Okay.
But this is a race where we're not worrying about finding what's wrong with the game. We're trying to abuse what's wrong with the game.
Yeah. So coming up for you, I think, is now Dual Dragons. I just fighted it, and you can maybe explain the one trick, how to skip the attack, maybe, if you want, or should I?
Did you land it?
What?
Did you land it in your fight?
I did it once.
Okay. Truth be told, I'm probably the last person that should be explaining this tech, because I am by far the most inconsistent runner to have ever done this tech. Essentially, Dual Dragon has two different attacks that he can do. A flame attack, which you guys saw, does damage to the opposite head that you see, and then a glue globe cycle, which is attempted to hit Wario with it so he gets sucked into the other mouth and takes damage. There is a way to skip the glue globe cycle here by hitting him on just the right moment to cancel the attack, and it just goes into the next flame attack.
I don't know if it's frame perfect or not, but it's definitely a tight window for it.
Yeah. It is theorized to be 2 frame perfect, but I don't know for facts, because there's not like a lot of hitbox data in this game for runs and stuff like that, so we don't really know for sure the answer. And besides, I think it's a relatively new trick, all things considered, found in the last, what was it, 3 years or something? I could be incredibly wrong about that, but that's just what my research made me remember. Try to be a walking encyclopedia of Wario World, because everybody that has come before me is now gone to the ether. But I'm now somehow still the oldest runner in the room, so to speak, of Wario World.
Yeah. So, if you have any questions about this game, ask Dip, I guess.
Oh no. Sending all the traffic to me.
He's here to answer them.
That is right. Oh, more than happy to answer questions about this game. My favorite game for a reason. So you're definitely in Shivering Mountains. Where exactly or whereabouts are you?
I'm past the second area.
The second arena, okay.
The crystal. Yeah, exactly. Past the arena.
Okay. So we're technically both on an Angler Mangler right now, if I remember right. Which...
Yeah, I'm right before it.
I'll let you explain the 3.8, because it's a rough one for me to explain. I've got like a arena skip and a few weird jumps to make here.
So, for Angler we have the 3.8 strat. It's a weird... I don't know if it's a glitch or just a weird thing. I think it's happening because if Wario, I think, or the enemy we are actually trying to... I don't know how he is called, because I don't know, the snowman. So if he's in an exact height, it's like in a weird position where he is like constantly crushing at an exact point, and in that height we always hit Angler Mangler's glowing point when it's going down. And
okay,
yeah. What?
I made the weird jump. That's my fault. You explained it perfectly. That's exactly what it is. It is considered a glitch because in the Japanese version of the game, the developers got a report of it, and they found it to be game-breaking, so they removed it.
Game-breaking for sure.
Made me laugh when I heard about that one, dude. But Angler Manglers, there are 2 in the world, as you guys saw, of course. The first one has 3 health, the second one has 5 health. 3.8 is useful the entire time on the first Angler Mangler, and on the second, you want to cancel it out on the last hit, so you can hit Angler Mangler manually about a half second, maybe even a second earlier.
So coming up, I'm at Winter Winster, the boss fight of this level. This is also kinda hard fight especially if you want to do it fast, but also you need a bit of luck that he is throwing down 2 balls that he just gave to me. So it's hard to explain it, but yeah, okay, I missed it, but unfortunately, because if I just hit it with the ball, I could have just picked him up again and throwing the next ball into the lava pit, so I can instantly kill him without waiting for another cycle. So it's just the cycle skip, which is a bit faster than what you're doing usually in runs, cause it's just a hard threat.
I believe I timed it once. The way you are optimally supposed to do it takes about 55 seconds, I believe. But the safe way, so to speak, about 1:15. So it's a hefty time save, and I have no idea what happened to me. Winster went off into the abyss, far away. Due to
Yeah, he can behave
hitbox.
a little bit weird if you are stunning him. Because when he is standing up again, he can just yeet everywhere, but not there where you want him to have. It's weird, boss. I lost so much run to him because he can be so janky with his movement. Coming up next, we are here in Beanstalk Way, especially me. And coming up here is the Spider-Reticus fight. So against the spider we mentioned at the beginning of the run. And as soon as I'm there, I will explain at least my strat for it. Because I think you are using another strat that was like invented years ago.
Strategy invented roughly a decade ago, yeah.
I'm doing a new one which is faster, but also much, much harder. And I'm also having troubles with it. So, yeah, we will see how it will go. Because I'm failing it really often too.
Oh my goodness gracious, I am awful at the video game. So to give you an idea, Ruffeline, I entered Winster probably about 2 minutes ago. I'm still on him, and I just beat him. It's rough. It's awful. They went so far off into the abyss due to a wonky hitbox that they took forever to fly back at a certain point, and then they did the Medusa effect on me.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. This boss fight, it's just a run killer.
Right. World 3 is arguably one of the least favorite worlds as far as, like, I guess adding the pressure on for runners and even casual players. A lot of people don't like World 3 because it's a huge step up in difficulty, no matter how you're playing the game.
So right here I did the next arena skip. It's right at the end of Beanstalk Way. It's a pretty straightforward arena skip. Because if you're just holding the right notch of your stick on the GameCube controller, you like hugging the wall, and on the second, like, I don't know, on the platform, you just jump off and do a ground pound, so you oh my god, I'm almost dying.
Oh no.
Oh man. So what I just meant was, oh, I should have done the other area. Yeah, I just died, but it's unfortunate.
Thank goodness I can catch up.
If you're game overing and you don't have enough money, you're actually going out of the level, losing a bunch of time.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, No. I thought you
Really
just
unfortunate.
like, died and not gamed over. Oh no.
Nein, oh my god. I don't even know where I lost so many hearts.
I'd like to humbly apologize to all the people expecting a wonderful race of Wario World. This is not up to our usual standard of gameplay, I promise. Also, I'm doing this wrong.
You have time for me to do a quick dip in?
Now would be the perfect time, considering everything's happened, actually.
Definitely.
Perfect. I just want to remind everybody that we still have that target open for Medieval. That if we want to have the final boss be beat with a sword only, I think that would be fantastic to see. We need $95 to get there, and that will go towards, again, the $2,500 for the upgrade for Slime Rancher. Because why not? Let's have an upgrade for Slime Rancher. And for third, all this money is going towards the Pet Rescue Center. Let's do it. We can do it. It's a 3-for-1 deal. Like I've said before, it's a 3-for-1 deal that is just perfect to have. Exclamation point, donate in the chat if you want to see where to donate. And make sure you put it towards the incentive. And then everything else is there.
Sounds wonderful. I'm trying not to die. This is actually like a lot harder than I remember it for some reason. Played this yesterday, and for some reason, it's like I'd have played it 5 years ago.
So now I'm at a Spideratikus fight, which is really a hard fight for speedrunning. So what we are trying to do is not letting Spideratikus go too far away, because the attacks of Spideratikus, if you do it casual, are really slow, because she is going to many attacks and they are costing a lot of time. So I'm trying here to stomp her on a exact location, so she's jumping like doing a short hop where I can punch her up out of the air, like punching her out of the air to get her on the ground again, and trying to just punch her two times, 2 full punches, so 1 2 3 1 2 3, because it's like she has like, you can say 10 HP when you like to call it, because a normal punch does 1 attack damage, I would just say now, and super punch after doing 2 normal punches dealing like 3 damage, I would just say. So after that you can just pick her up again and repeating this process on the same location again and trying to stun lock her and doing a fast fight, not like me what I just did.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with you on the fight, but yeah, I'm now out of her.
I am now fighting Red Brief J. Red Brief J has a relatively new strategy to it. You used to be able to... This boss was pretty much just an auto-scroller not that long ago. It still technically is a little bit, but essentially what it is now is you can manipulate his walking phase to where you can make him do attacks faster and in a different order. So that way you can defeat him, I think it's 8 seconds faster, the safe way. If you walk far away from Red Brief J after he loses 2 skulls of damage, he will do his attacks immediately, which is another thing we want to try and manipulate. And then another thing you'd want to do with Red Brief J is... Hold on, pardon me, my brain just farted. I suppose what I was going to talk about was the lag that you guys probably see on our screens. This is not stream lag, don't worry. It is actually rendering lag from Wario World Disc. It is sadly this badly optimized, where in areas with lots of particles and lava effects and stuff like that, it will sadly lag like this. The idea is to try and minimize that as much as possible, but you can only do so much. This lag does not happen on emulator, obviously, so that is why we actually have a limit to how fast your emulator run can be if you were to submit on emulator. But yeah, that's the entire fight in its entirety. Is you gotta wait for him to charge, manipulate lag, and then...
Which is like your biggest time save reducing lag. But you can't really much control it.
The only way you can manipulate it is to get as many particles off screen as possible, pretty much. But now, we're going into World 4. I believe this may be... In my opinion, this is one of the more hit-or-miss levels in the entire game. Based because there's a lot of newer strategies that have been found recently in this level. Or not found, implemented. That I simply don't go for. And whenever I do try to go for them, it's like a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, Mirror Mansion is definitely a hard stage, because you can easily fall off of the stage, losing a lot of time if you are really lucky on finding the spring.
Right. There is also... There's an arena in this level, of course, like every level thus far, except for the very first one. It is the only arena in this game that I do not know how to skip consistently without a super jump. Well, I know how to, but I can't. So this is why potentially near the... This is why at the beginning of the run, I joked about Ruffeline probably being the victor of this, is because they know how to do it. And also, I can't see.
So yeah, I know how to do it, but this arena skip is really much just timing. But I will explain it more deeply when I'm actually there.
I messed up a little bit of a strategy. I had a...
Mirror Mansion is one of the stages where you need to focus the most, I would say, cause hard strats obviously, and also movement is also pretty tough, especially if you wanna do it fast, I would say.
Absolutely.
Do you at all go for the arena skip, or do you just leave it like it is?
I think it's worth it to try, because it'll be really cool to show everybody what we're talking about. And besides, we're two of the top runners for a reason. We gotta try, right?
Yeah.
Almost. Okay.
So what we're trying to do is defeating one of the birds that is falling off and bounce off his head to go over the trigger of the arena, so we can skip it. But it's harder than you think, because the birds are completely unsure where they fly, and getting them where they should go is also really tough. So I hope I can show it, but I don't know if I'm actually getting it.
Wait, we'll see. I'm already like 40 seconds through the timer of the arena.
So I actually hit the trick, and so we can just go ahead and go there and just skip the arena.
There you go. Very nicely done.
Actually important for me, if we are talking about the race, to catch up a bit, because I was definitely far behind you.
It's alright. We may as well pretty much be neck and neck here then, because I think you're like, in all senses of like technicality, like 10 or 11 seconds ahead of me. Never mind, make that 20 based on what I just did.
What did you do?
You know the level with the 3 levers? I fell down in the middle and just completely missed.
Oh yeah.
It's all good.
It can lose a bit of time, but it's not like that of a problem.
Yeah, it's not like I died or anything.
So coming up here is also a trick to skip the second painting, or I don't know. You definitely know the name about it, or?
Called a terrible portrait.
Exactly. So this skip, normally you do a super jump for it, but because we are doing no super jump, because we're doing glitchless, almost glitchless, but yeah, we try to jump around it, but it's actually harder than you think, because the hitbox of this is really jank and is actually going over the edge, and you need to go further down to actually go through it. So going to the next side, and sometimes you just ledge grab the left side, and I'm just obviously okay. That was lucky. So yeah, cause Wario and just be nice sometimes to ledge grab and holds and just let go and just fall into the pit and losing a bunch of time, cause again, falling definitely not what you want.
So I take it we're both on Mean MC right now. Mean MC is technically another auto-scroller of a boss. If you've ever played like a game of cups where you just like guess the ball in a cup, or at like the parlor trick sort of game, it's that, but extremely unfair to those that don't really strain their eyes to look at anything ever, or have bad eyesight. There's a slight RNG element to this, based on the attack that Mean MC does. Whether he spins his cane or spins his entire body is dependent on how fast you're going to get him in his next cup. It's not known of any way to actually manipulate this. Sadly, we've tried a lot of stuff as well with this, but without knowing enemy data for sure, because they don't know a lot of the like in-game like codes and like data and stuff like that to find that information, then we don't really know for sure like a way to approach the problem to begin with.
Yeah. And for the last level we have Peak and Sands, which is, besides of Mirror Mansion, a really straightforward level, which is also to chill out and relax, cause it's pretty much not hard at all. Besides maybe the boss. But yeah, it's good to have such a level at the end, but also weird because difficulty was so hard on the last 3 levels and now it's getting easier. Yeah. But I guess we take it, cause for a speedrunner, getting to the last level, you also get really nervous, and having a level which is not that hard is really grateful to have.
That's right. In 100%, Pecan Sands is probably one of the most daunting levels in the game, because there is a lot that you have to remember. And also there's a lot more tech that you have to implement when you go for 100%, which is a big reason why we're both mainly 80% runners at this point, is because of all the hard tricks 100% implements as well.
Yeah, if you wanna talk about a super jump, cause we are doing no super jump. Oh my god, I've just fallen into the pit.
It's fine. Perfect opportunity for me to make up time. I'll try to refrain from talking about super jumps as often as I can, because we are here to show what not to do.
Yeah.
I suppose if anybody is interested in learning more about super jumps or Wario World tech in general, like we said earlier, Wario speedrunning community and myself are all very happy, very open to talk about this game's history and strats and stuff like that. So, happy to do that if anybody wants. But for those who are immediately curious, just know it is a frame-perfect input that is very hard to newbies, and I don't recommend doing it if you're just trying to find a casual speedrun experience. Just do no super jump. It's so much easier on your heart and soul.
Yeah, it's so much better for beginners to try out this, cause it can be definitely frustrating to do super jumps if you're a beginner or just starting speedrunning at all and have no experience in other games. It's a really, for me, it's like a feeling-based trick.
Thankfully, that's how it always has been, is like a feeling-based trick. But yeah, it's one of the reasons why any percent no super jump is the more casual audience-based category of Wario World, because of the hard trick being just completely eliminated. I guess no super jump, if I had to describe it like for any other main game, would be like a no major skips version. Except you're still skipping every arena that you possibly can, so it's not no major skips, it's no skips using super... It's weird. Just like the game, it's weird. And let's not mention the boss we just defeated, Iron Cider, or at least I defeated. Most forgettable loss in the game. Mario 64 pyramid boss, but Wario.
Yeah, basically.
And I believe we're both on... I believe both of our favorite bosses of the game, Captain Skull.
Yeah, the setting of Captain Skull is definitely one of the best in the game, I would say. Because he is a pirate, obviously. So we are defeating him on his own ship.
You have time for me to give in some announcements?
Yeah, that should be a good time. The run is almost over here in probably the next 7 minutes, if I were to take a guess.
Okay. Well, I wanted to give another quick update about the target and the incentives we're looking at. We're still looking at $95 for the medieval one with the boss with a sword only. I really want to see that met. And then we have our target, which is for $2,500 to upgrade for Slime Rancher. And then, like I said, the 3-for-1 deal. It all goes to a great cause. It goes to our Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. Everything goes towards them. So you get to see more runs, and you get to see somebody try to beat the final boss with a sword. wild. But you guys are doing awesome with this run. It's an interesting run. I really like it.
I promise. I think we're both having a bad day. If he's anywhere close to where I'm at, then we have both had a very bad day.
The final boss.
No way, dude.
Yeah,
We're neck and neck. I think we're neck.
Oh.
We're both on the first skull, right?
Yeah.
Neck and neck.
It's getting good. It's getting good.
All
good
right.
luck.
Pardon me. I'm gonna lock in.
I think on Black Jewel I'm doing a quite different strat than you. I guess. Because you're doing, again, the strat that is used like decades ago. I'm doing a quite different strat where I just dash through the firewall of Black Jewel. With that, he can shoot fire out of his eye, which follows you and tries to hit you. Upon doing the strat that I do, he's never doing this attack, so it's much easier to like not need no fear of him hitting me while I'm trying to hit him, cause if he's hitting you right as you try to hit him, you lose like a complete cycle and losing like, I would say 25 to 30 seconds. So I'm just trying to dash around him. Yeah. So I'm just trying to dash around him and going through the firewall. Losing half a heart, so it can be risky, because if I'm doing it completely correctly, I'm ending the fight with just half a heart. And if he's just hitting me one more time, I would be game over. But since at that point of the game, we will have enough money to rescue myself, but it's still a time lose. So it's quite safer to do the normal strat. That I think Dip will use.
You're alright, man. I accidentally missed a twirl animation on him and I threw him lightly, so it didn't damage him at all. So I'm behind now for sure. It's alright though. I am doing the strategy you're doing, and I think despite that throw, I've done it perfectly, which is decent enough.
So for me, I'm just killing it, and for me it's now time. So actually it was a really close race.
Very close indeed. I'm coming up on time in the next 10 seconds as well, so even less. That's time for me too. Amazing. Congratulations, man. That was incredibly close.
BG's.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So I hope we could just bring you some Wario content. I really had fun with it.
I had a lot of fun too, and I hope that we have at the very least gave the people here watching some form of entertainment. I promise you, this is probably some of the worst Wario World we have ever played in recent days, but if you're looking to see some more high-level gameplay of the game, please go check out the community. It's wonderful. That's pretty much all I've got.
Yeah, for me, that was also all I got.
Great job. That, even if you say that it wasn't your best, hey, I enjoyed it a lot, and I bet chat did too.
Right.
It was great.
We are glad that y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah, just loving just some old Wario World content.
That's right. Because at the end of the day, Wario is still going to get sucked into the white abyss, and then the credits are going to play, and then he's going to be, spoiler alert, stuck in the woods with absolutely nothing to his name. So. I know my next move is going to bed. It is what it is.
Yeah. That's all it is. That's the main time losers you can do in a run.
That's right. I think if we're ever back to this, I'm gonna have to challenge you to something a little more challenging.
I think this was challenging enough.
No, these people have not seen Coinless yet.
I think they also don't want to know what Coinless is.
You don't want to know what Coinless is.
I'm not touching this category.
Well, anyway.
I'm regretting to do it, so...
To briefly explain my joke, I guess, coinless, you're not allowed to touch a single coin. If you do, you reset. And coins come from everywhere. Literally, you punch an enemy, you punch a block, coins. It's awful.
Oh no.
Yeah, so...
and they are randomly
sounds like
dropping.
A great run.
It's not like they are consistently dropping, it's random where they like exactly drop, so you have to really need to focus where the coin will drop. And on some bosses this is really tough.
Regardless, awesome job, and thank you for showing off this game. All right. Give it up for that Wario World run. That was great. Hey, they may have said that it wasn't their best gameplay. Nobody would have known. That was great. Watching that run be neck and neck, priceless. Priceless. Well, let's take a look at our incentives. We're still sitting at $5 out of 100 for that medieval final boss with sword only. That it closes about shortly before the end of medieval. I know you want to see it. I want to see it. Everyone wants to see it. Let's try to get that put together. Then let's check on our Hell of an Office stapler bid war that's still there. Still got banana stapler at $39. That banana stapler. And then the unicorn stapler at 10. Totally. But you guys are watching No Glitches Allowed 2025, and they're raising money for Go Rescue, a dog shelter in Hampton, Virginia. Go Rescue works to provide a safe haven for homeless dogs, giving them time, care, and love they need to find just any home, but the right one. Taking forever. Hey, we're here raising money for the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. Anything with VC would be great. Chat, have you been drinking water? I know I haven't been drinking water. I've been too glued to the screen watching Wario World. So I'm going to take a quick break to get some hydration. Hope you do too. All right, I hope you guys got some water, and I hope you guys got some snacks. But we will be going on with our next run shortly. But if you would like to help out with future events, we always accept volunteer applications before the events, like this one. They typically run alongside submissions that are announced in our Discord and on our Twitter. Keep an eye out if you're interested in running a production, tweeting the tweets, or maybe hosting live on the mic, like me. Even if you're just looking to volunteer for the first time, like me, we would be happy to help you get your foot in the door. You wouldn't believe this would be my first time on a hosting mic, but hey, things happen. While we're on the topic of talk about different events, we also have Complete-a-thon. Complete-a-thon is a charity event dedicated to completionist speedruns. This includes 100%, all collectibles, or even categories where you collect all of a specific collectible such as all red berries or all shines, just to name a few. If you're interested in getting involved or finding out more, make sure to join our Discord and follow us on Twitter to get updates about future events. I agree, it is a great event so far. It's so fun. I'm having so much fun watching all of these runs, getting to interact with everybody. It's a great time. Also, please, please, please make sure if you would like to make a donation, make sure you are checking out our incentives to see if there's anything you want to put it towards. Like our next run, Medieval, we have our incentive open. Or if you have wanted to see what kind of staplers we can put onto the game, you got that one too. And then we also have our target of $2,500. You don't even have to put that anywhere. It just is there. And we get to upgrade Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher sounds like an interesting game. I've seen maybe a few different runs of Slime Rancher. All I know is there's slime and a rancher, and they're put together. That's all I know about the game. If you want to see some slime ranchering, get your donations in. You see that handy dandy little QR code displayed on the screen there? That can be scanned. Use phones for access, easy access to the donation link. If you don't want to have to click on the donate link, that code will take you right there.